Ooh. Oh, sorry. Hello. This is, I guess the channel's Elwood EQ. And this is my necro. This is sort of an unplanned video I'm going to do. I'm just kind of off the cuff. I'm just kind of doing stuff. Excuse me. I'm trying to make videos a little bit more often, and I just kind of do stuff. So I'm doing stuff, and so here I am. I'm at my favorite camp, which is the Cadcane camp in Eastern Wastes, and just gonna see if I can get the name to spawn, I guess, and maybe kind of just chat and kind of cover some things that maybe I kind of forgot in my previous video, which was all about pets and everything. I realized I kind of sounded kind of like a pro, but not really a pro, I suppose. Like I really knew everything that I was talking about, and some, the truth be known about the rogue pet and the tank pet. In the past, I've never really trusted the rogue pet very much, and it's really just a recent event, realization, or just a chance that I just thought I would try it out with the rogue pet to see how much DPS the backstabs actually would produce, number one, and also excuse me, and also the tankability of them at max aid, max leveled, and everything. If with mostly summon gear, I do throw some stuff on my pets that I don't like to use the bazaar and sell stuff in the bazaar at all. I just don't. I go and like general chat, and I'll just kind of offer stuff that I get from my monthly station cash stuff that you get, like those sort of lottery-like kind of random things that you can get. I got some things of armor here I haven't sold yet, and sometimes I'll sell the bindable or attunable things that I get off of rares and stuff. But a lot of the time, as long as it's not a back item, right, I'll throw them on my pet because I get so many of them. Like this right here, this shoulder item, my pet has this on. And it also has this, which for the longest time I thought was a shoulder item, but it's actually a neck item. I'm like, this drops off of the Balmer, I think, or whatever. It's a rare mob, a little south of here. This camp a ways. Like you go this way, and in that general area, cold ears will spawn, and a little beyond that, sort of near like a giant sort of fort, that rare will spawn that drops that shoulder item, and then his rare drop is a I think it's a knight two-handed weapon, which is something that a lot of people would be interested in. And oh, look at this, boom! That right there, what I just did, is how I pull singles 99% of the time. Assuming that what I'm pulling is snareable. It's quick, and usually the mob that gets up first, that is the one that you didn't have targeted, gets up, and if there's enough space, you can send your pet in while you're prone to get aggro before you get up, and your merc will heal it, and you'll be able to check out and see, okay, is the other one far enough away it's gonna not aggro? Okay, yeah. I've got a pretty good feel for the distance I need. But, if you're unfamiliar, and if you're unfamiliar in your necro, well, obviously if you FD'd, either a Shadow Knight, Beast Lord, or a necro. But, you, you'll be able to kind of check things out a little bit. And if things aren't to your liking, you can kind of, I have my oh crap button here set up. You can just have your pet FD, or just manually click it up here if you want. If you just want to use your mouse, and then generally you'll be good to go. Can wait things for settle. You probably have to wait on your merc that's gained aggro, and you have to just go get some coffee, smoke them if you got them, kind of a thing. I don't smoke, but if you do, it's just the saying. It's as long as you're not in a hurry. A lot of people nowadays in MMOs, especially with the emergence a long time ago when World of Warcraft came on the scene, people are like in a hurry, man. They're always in a hurry. Always. It's like, oh, I gotta spend my time efficiently, and oh, I don't want to waste my time. Oh, and they're kind of in a race. Oh, I gotta get there before they do, so I can get the stuff before they get it. So that, I don't know. I'm not like that. To me, I'm kind of old school. I'm older. I may not sound it, but I'm middle-aged, and I'm just kind of in it to kind of relax and chill. I can't on this channel, but I put music on and listen to music I'm interested to. I drink, coffee. I don't drink alcoholic beverages very much. I'm not really against it, really. I just don't like to. I'll once or twice a year I'll have some beer or something, but that's about it. So this is why I think the necro classes appeal to me, even though I haven't always mained a necro. I've actually gotten to this necro as a necessity. Excuse me, because I used to, for the longest time, pretty long time anyway, several years, I used to main a ranger. But as the modern game got more intense, the ranger class became less and less able to tank anything of value, which you really have to do. You have to have some kind of tanking ability, either through a pet or your actual character. People have tried to use the mercs as tanks, and unless you're boxing a merc tank, you have a shaman too. A merc tank is just not the best thing to use. They just don't work that well. So the pet I have up is the rogue pet, and kind of fall in love with it. I'm digging it, man. I like the little extra damage. It's not that much, but it's enough to, I don't know, just kind of like it. I like to keep the backstab trigger on, sound trigger too. Just it kind of reassures me that it actually is doing more DPS, even though sometimes it may not feel like it on every mob. It is. So I know every time I hear a backstab, that's extra damage that the tank pet just does not do. And the swarm pets, they do bashing and stuff like that, so you're not really missing out on the trash mobs, any kind of bash sort of momentary stuns that the bash will do sometimes. You're not going to experience quite as many bashes because your combat pet does not bash. And to my surprise, I found out after checking stuff out that the warrior pet or tank pet for necros not only bashes, but they do kick, which is also just something that the rogue pet doesn't do. All the rogue pet does is do the life tap things that all necro combat pets do, but then they also then they backstab, and then that's it. That's their special built-in special abilities for that type of pet, right? So the tank pet, you know, will kick, bash, and have the life tap stuff that specs do. And I'm sure they have some sort of mitigation bonus that the rogue pet doesn't have, and they have a few more hit points that the rogue pet doesn't have. But after you kind of gear them out and you get max A's and stuff like that, the rogue pet, I'm discovering, doesn't tank super bad. The current most current, the most current X pack that's out is Claws of Vision, which is the one right after this one, which this one is in the Torment of Vision, I think. And you know, TOV and COV. COV is the most current one, and it's in its latter kind of stages there. You know, this November, if all goes well, they should be pumping out another X pack. So there's that. And when they pump out that extra X pack, you know, lots of changes start happening, and the boxers, the AFK boxers will change their focus for the loot they're selling and all kinds of crap like that. The economy kind of shifts as soon as really the announcement comes out, right? This game is so old, I feel like there's a lot of people that just kind of wait a little bit with some bated breath. Is there really going to be another X pack? You can't really take it for granted, right? And at least that's how I feel. I feel like, all right, okay, another X pack's coming out. We're safe for another year, right? We're safe for another year to have our addiction, you know, still alive. Yay, you know. But is there anything I missed? Shout out to 12 Strings and Hammock J. I think is kind of what you would say, but anyway, he's been both of them are fairly active YouTubers of this game, and Hammock J, I think it's Hammock J. Here we go. See, here's another freaking. I'm pretty sure this guy's if this is Hades, I think is the Shadow Knight that does this. I'm gonna check. Yeah, I guarantee you it's this dude right here. They're not AFK all the time, obviously, but you know they're AFK some of the time. I'm sure, you know, and I'm not going to get into the drama of all that either. You know, you can't stop them. It's an old game. There's only so many resources the company can do towards stuff like that, and frankly, you know, they help keep the chrono economy kind of pumping along. It's all a system. It's all cyclic. And while I'm sure the company doesn't want AFK botters to be too prevalent, they also don't want them to completely go away either. They're striking a balance so that they can have a generation of desire for the chrono system that they have in the game, and then you know, and then you know, people buying them up and stuff like that. You know, just every chrono you see, as far as I know, there's no way to really counterfeit them. I think there's in the past people have tried and they've busted them. So that is straight up money out of their pockets that they will nip in the bud really quick. But so I think that's pretty much what minor problems they've had in the past with that. They've squelched. See, I did a CC, a camp check when I first came on. Nobody said anything. So there's that. I'm kind of shifting topics here real quick. And this Hades dude, I guarantee you he's going to be pulling stuff. A lot of times he'll come over, you know, and you can tell by his how his character is moving too that it's automated. Now, it being automated is technically still not against the rules, as long as he's, you know, sitting at his chair looking at the screen, responding to tells and chat and whatnot. That's how I understand it anyway. But he will come over here, his puller will come over here and will cast the Shadow Knight, or that knight thing where they pull with. It's like it buffs their AC a little bit, I think, and it's just how there it is right there. See, right here. Protests for power. See, it's so obvious, right? I've got all these dots on it. The mob's half dead, and this Hades dude casts that on the mob. You know, he's obviously engaged. He has no hope of out DPSing me for the loot or the experience from this mob right here. It's just an automated thing he's got going on. It's just grabbing any mobs within a certain radius of where he's set his little bot team up, right? It's annoying. You know, I'm pretty easygoing, man, and you know, even if he grabbed the rare or something like that, you know, whatever. You know, we got a whole year for these X packs in between X packs, unlike way back in the day when they were pumping them out every 5 or 6 months. Nowadays, it's only about once a year, and you got plenty of time to kind of hit max level, get max A's, at least get up. Like for me, I get up in group gear. You know, that's all I really care about. And once in a great while, I might get a chase loot that I can actually use. So, which the chase loot is the ultra rare global drops that can drop off of any mob. From what I understand, they are slightly more likely to drop off of rares, but frankly, I've never seen them. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't. I was going to say I haven't seen them drop off a rare ever, but I think I did see a chase loot in the Empires of Kunark Frontier Mountain Zone. Drop off, I think it was a monk chase loot weapon. Dropped off and named one time. I was with a guildie that is hanging out with me that plays actually pretty sparsely. Tex, what for the Stone Brotherhood. I think he was with me, and it dropped. I was playing my ranger at the time, and I'm like, hey, I don't have any characters, I don't have any monks. You want that? So I just gave it to him. It's a game. I never try to lose sight that, it's a game, man. While some of the stuff can have real money transfer things, I don't care about, I don't care about that. I don't make money from playing the game from systems like that or anything. If this channel gets popular enough and I'm able to actually get some sort of money from YouTube from these videos, I'm not going to give it back or anything, but I'm not going to, I don't know. This is for fun. The RMT system that players create within these games is exhausting. Helpful hints. What else? Yeah, so the rogue, I'm real happy about the rogue. Excuse me. I've been using Dire Charm occasionally. It's not quite as handy as one might assume in some situations, like this one. So everything's undead, so you go, oh, it's easy, right? Kind of easy, kind of not. See, look at that. See, these automated. Look at that. That's just irritating. What was I getting ready to say? Oh yeah, the dire charm stuff. Yeah, a day or yesterday was it? I was here, doing my normal thing, and the rare popped. Like, okay, Cadcane. All right, I'm gonna get him. Hey, I'm gonna try the dire charm thing. So I switched out my pet, so I didn't have, they used to call them today. I put them in my pocket, um, and I made sure it was all squared away. Okay, I had to get a skeleton, right? Because of the level limit with it is up to 113. The dwarves over here are 114. The animals are usually even cons. I think the wolf or the dire wolf mob is also a little too high to charm. So really the only option within reach here, reasonable reach, because you have a time limit on that dire charm, is 6 minutes. And I don't think it's modified by any other AA extending things either, so it's a flat 6 minutes. Guaranteed 6 minutes for the charm, but it's 6 minutes, so you have to charm something to be able to use as a combat pet. And you kind of gotta, you don't want to delay too long, right? With me, Invisizo will break charms, right? Everything is undead, so while it's easy to charm an undead, it's also really easy to break the charm for the undead if you don't really want to break it. By putting the invisibility to undead on, you're going to break the charm. But it's, in an area like this, it's hard to pull without having that invisibility to be able to kind of set position up to kind of single a mob, the rare out, so you don't get a bunch of ads, right? I like to have singles. Sort of an old school habit of mine, maybe, or something. I don't know, but I just don't like to deal with multiple mobs at one time. Even though technically I can, and sometimes I will, instead of FDing and rinsing, and just kind of starting over. But most of the time, I just don't want to deal with them. Like, I'll just FD, wait for everything to clear, and I'll just try it again. But it's hard to get the rare singled out, man, when you can't put the Inviso on because you don't want to lose your charm pet, right? So you got 6 minutes, you've charmed your pet, you're going around looking for the rare. This is what I was doing. I was like, okay, I gotta find him. Oh no, there's another skeleton there. I don't want the skeleton too. And personally, I'm not sure if the charm would survive feigned death. I think it would, especially since they're undead. And when you FD with the Uber AA, the Death's Effigy, when you use that, it's a regular invis. It's not an invis to undead. So I'm assuming this would not break the charm, unless there's some other hard-coded thing that they have that breaks it. Anyway, so it's a little trickier than what you think, right? And one time I tried to pull the rare, since I had no Inviso on or anything, a skeleton I didn't see that kind of blends really well with this background. This is why I have this assist ring on there too, so I can see the mobs a little bit easier when I target them from afar. I had an ad, so I had to run around. Thankfully, the rare didn't aggro, and he got on, and so I had to kill the other mob, and I killed it pretty fast. And I still had about 3 minutes left on the charm. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try for a little bit longer. And if not, if I can't pull the rare, then I'm just going to go ahead and break the charm and just leave him alone for a while. Dire Charm has got a half-hour cooldown, so if you kind of whiff on it and you can't single pull the rare that you're trying to get with your charmed mob and kill it in time, you got to wait a half hour. And usually, especially with butt munches like this, bot over there. If you gotta wait a half hour before you can have a pet to kill a rare, he's gonna snag it before Dire Charm is back up again. So it's just irritating. Now, thankfully, even this rogue pet can he can. I've had him tank the named here before, and it was actually not that bad. I just wanted to mess with the Dire Charm because of some videos I've seen, see how practical it is and stuff. It's definitely a thing, right? You do the Dire Charm and what is it, silent casting. You have to make sure, like in this DPS here, I have all these bonuses that'll pop up, right? This is Spire, Twin Cast, all this stuff to help your DPS when you're fighting a rare that's got a super a gazillion hit points. I added this to this because of me using this once in a while. Before I didn't mess with it because I didn't care about the aggro. I mean, I wasn't getting very much aggro at all with using my regular combat pet on the rares I was killing with it. But you need to use the silent casting because there's no taunt with the charm pets. No taunt. Let's see if Butt Munch actually steals this pull from me. Things people do. They do that botting thing so they can get chase loot. I'm not saying he's not at his computer. Might be at work. Having that run. He's got an alarm that goes off. There you go. Tried to get him. So that he can interact with the game if he has to. It's just contrary to how EverQuest is really. This is all kind of contrast how it's really meant to be played from the original, right? So, anything less is really kind of being a little hypocritical. Okay, the mercs, a lot of stuff. It's just, if you're being real honest, you should be forming groups and stuff like that. Nobody forms groups anymore. They might out of pity, but everybody is set up so that they can do anything they want or need to do on their own. They just kind of group to, if they happen to have everything they really need or want for their main tune that they like, then they'll. But if they're missing anything, especially in the beginning of an X pack, nobody groups. It's all dominated by boxers because they want all the loot. They want to get everything they want for themselves, right? I'm sure there's some exceptions, but at least on my server, I don't see them very often. It's usually a boxer or a boxer that is at the beginning of an X pack is just kind of grabbing everything themselves. The guild that I'm a part of on other characters is a family guild that is sort of contrary to that. When there's people on, they'll help each other out, and we'll group together. If you get people have time, people are older now playing this game. You don't always have time to group. It's just another dynamic to it, right? So, people just don't have time. So it fits the time. That independence fits the time requirements of a real life of a person that is in their probably at the youngest in their 30s, 40s or 50s, even 60s. This is me kind of rambling on. I've done videos like this before, and oddly enough, they actually do get some decent hits. So maybe people like this stuff. Something constructive about pets that I may have forgotten now. Yeah, so the dire charm, you have to use the silent thing with it, and I described how practical and impractical it can be. It's not a, but I will say that the charm pet, one of those skeletons there, that was the second try I tried it. I used it on the rare. I was able to single pull it pretty easily, and I had a charm pet, and I rocked it with him and stuff, and I had the silent casting going on along with a few of these other buffs. And well, speak of the devil. All right, let's go ahead and give it a shot, eh? So I'm going to get rid of this guy. I'm going to try to see if I can do this without. I'm going to put my dire charm thing on that button there, so I can just hit it. And I'm going to lose my mount, so I have more control. And I'm going invisible. I'm not ready for you, Cadcane. Not yet, Bubba. Aw, yeah. I'm going to get you. Because you have to go up here. You know, I'm invisible now, but in order to charm the pet, I have to send in my baby skeletons to be able to tank for a few seconds while I'm charming, which is no problem doing that. It actually works really well, sending in the swarm pets in there for the charms. But ooh, you know what I could do? I could get one of these guys back here. Oh, yeah, I forgot about these guys. Oh, boy. See, within the level range? 113. Let's rock it, man. Alright. Get him, and I'm going to dire charm him. See what happens. Alright. So I got him. He is my pet. Alright, Cadcane. Where you at, Bo? Where you at, bro? Where you at? Let's go get it. Okay, my infected orc. Buff him up. Can't buff him up. Let's just go have him do that. And now, see, you don't have to mess with a lot of silliness. You can just rock the house with your dots. And I forgot to debuff him real quick. How to debuff him. Stuff's sticking, but I'm kind of out of my... There we go. He's slowed now too. This, you know, this charm pet is like super tough. I mean, he's got a buttload of hit points. It works really well. He's tough, and because I got silent casting on, and it's gonna last through the whole fight for sure. It works pretty well. Let's put some more of these on. Make sure that goes with the twin casting and everything. Oh, yeah, I did get that buff to land for Inside Out Ally. Oh, there's one of my buddies from my other guild there, man. Pretty cool. Leave that. How much time I got? Okay. Alright, I'm going to put him over here. Here's what I've done before. Put him over here. And what you do is I just set him to guard, so I got some space to deal with it. And I'm going to break it, by just sitting because I have it automatically set. And then I'm going to get back up, and then I'm going to FD. Pardon me with the... I touched my mic for a second there by accident. So there we go. So as you can tell, you have to charm something that's fairly close by to the rare that you want to have the charm pet tank. But that charm pet, I was not worried at all. Not only was I not worried about getting aggro from silent casting going off, or being on there, I wasn't worried about him dying in the least. My pet was going to maintain aggro and was going to be able to take an epic amount of punishment from the rare mob, but it's very clean. It is impressive when it works, but you really have to kind of jury rig it a little bit and kind of, you have to kind of get it to work, right? So there we go. Successful. That was unexpected thing. I just got my regular pet back. I'll mount back up and get a little safety. Oh, look who's back again. Dude's back. See, this is the downside if you rely too much on the Dire Charm for rares. Sometimes this will happen, man. So now I got everything's on cooldown. Fortify is up. This, let's see if the bot munch will pull him or not, and I will show you. I'll illustrate how my regular combat pet would tank this rogue pet, and well, hell, I'll just do it now. See if that. I might have to FD. No, here we go. All right. So the pet. Oh, I hit the wrong round of dots. Did my short dots instead of my long ones. Now, as you can tell, I'm ruining my pet very regularly during all this. And it's very much in need. I'm not doing, there's nothing I'm able to do to enhance my damage that I normally use anyway. That just came up. That's going to help. Alright, septic still up. I think I'm going to have to manually click the disease thing. I'll do this first. I don't want my pet dying. You always got to weave in that rune as much as possible. I'm not a big believer. That's why I got the... That's why I got a merc, a healer merc. He's supposed to be healing my pet. So I don't want to be bothered with heals. That's what the merc's for. Whenever I'm doing this type of thing on a rare. Ruining my pet, I prefer to do that to help it along. And it works out pretty good usually. Now, I'm not able to use my normal combat pet. Is that the proliferation? I think it is. I could probably do this again. Do a little search for blood. Oh boy. Actually did it out of order here. This could be bad. Come on, Elwood. Clem, keep Elwood alive. You can do it, buddy. There we go. We're good. Do that. I think I need to put my disease thing back on again. Another rune. Get my good DPS dots going. Oh wow, I could do Spire. I'll hit my Spire here. Rune him back up. He ought to be dying here soon now. There we go. And here's the thing I put on my pets a lot. I got so many of them, I'll just give them away. People want them. If you play on the Keswick Thule server and you want one of those, just let me know. I'll let you have one. Snowbound armor is, people give that away a lot too. So as you can tell, I mean, rogue pet can, my fully aid rogue pet can tank a rare here in TOV. COV, whether it's my tank pet or my rogue pet, cannot hang with the names there, man. And well, at least in Western Wastes or Cobalt Scar, I think is the name of the zone. It's getting close for me to time for me to be getting off here, and we had some lucky happenstance, man. Jeez, we killed 2 rares. One time using Dire Charm, the other time with my combat pet. I didn't explain everything that was going on because I was kind of concentrating a little bit. I don't want to die and have to. I don't really care about the experience. I just care about the pet gear. I don't want to lose on the pet. That's so contrary to the way things used to be. But yeah. It's a good. So I'm going to end it on that high note, and you can be free of my rambling self here. And you guys have a great day. And that'll be that. Have a good one.